Yo, what's up today, guys? Today I'm gonna be teaching you guys just like the tips and tricks that I know that have gotten me as good as possible in the minimal amount of time. And the first thing we're gonna go over is mentality. When I say mentality, I mean like your perspective on the game and the way that you look at things. Also, mentality is very important. We'll go over that a little bit later in the video, but right now we're gonna go over always blaming yourself. When I say this, I mean anytime that you die, you always want to look for something that you did wrong so that you have something to improve on. If you always have something you do wrong, whether you think it was your duo's fault, your mom's fault, your coach's fault, whatever the fucking situation might be, you always want to blame yourself. If there's always something that you did wrong, there's always something for you to improve on. And you can always go on replays and say, oh, I did that wrong. I could have made this edit. Oh, I did that wrong. I could have done this rotation. Maybe I shouldn't have made that play. If I only had waited one more second. Just blah, blah, blah. It could be anything, you know? You're going to improve. That's the first thing we're going to go over. And now let's talk about mentality and how that affects you as a player. The first thing we're going to start off with is your mentality. Your mentality is everything. Let's just give an example. Okay, polarized. He looks like he could be the best in the game, no? But his mentality is shit. Anytime anything happens to him that is just absolutely ridiculous, he lets it take over his mind and he plays like shit after because he's angry. Now let's give you an example of some time that you've done this, because I know you can think of one. Let's say you're in a wager for $5 each in a 2v2, and you're winning, and then they start playing cringe. They start cranking up to max height and spraying you with ARs. You're going to get angry, and you're going to start to play worse and have less motivation on wanting to beat them because you're angry. Mentality is everything. If your mentality is good, you're going to play good. That's just how it works. Um, we're going to start off second with sense. So, your sense. Sense and settings is really important. The thing that people don't realize is not all pros use the same settings. Let me get into further depth with this. There's no point in trying to copy a pro player's settings because let's look at my sense. Obviously, I'm not going to call myself a pro player, but like I'm fucking almost there, you know what I mean? 7.6. I don't know a single other pro that uses 7.6. I use 7.6 because it's comfortable for me. You want to start at a sense. If I was gonna tell you guys to start at a sense, I say start at 6. Start at 6.0 and just work your way up. If it feels too slow, go up 0.5. If it feels almost just right, but you can't tell what's off, go down one. Then you can't tell if it's good, go down another one. Go up maybe 2, go up maybe 3. Just find your sense and start from 6 and find your sense there. I personally like 7.6. It's in between where my aim is good enough and my mechanics is good enough. That's just what I use. That's just what I'm comfortable with. I've never wanted to try a pro player settings or wanted to like try to switch my binds to a pro player's binds because think about Booga. Booga does not have the same binds as Tayson. Reet doesn't have the same binds as Peterbot. And all these people, well, obviously he's controller and he's keyboard and mouse, but you guys get what I mean. All of these people have different binds and different things that they are comfortable with. Everybody's different. And that's why you want to find your sense, stick with it, and grind on it. If you continue changing your sense every 3, 5 minutes, every hour, maybe even every fucking week, you're not going to be consistent. You're just not going to be consistent. There's no possible way for you to be consistent if you're changing something all the time. Even if you play bad, those days that you wake up and you were playing like a fucking god yesterday, then you wake up in your shit, don't change your sense. Warm up, maybe do some Kovacs, fucking aim training, just something to help you improve rather than change your sense and be less consistent thinking it's going to make you play better. That's just not how it works. On actually improving aim and mechanics in this game, crosshair placement is the most thing that you can focus on. Think about if I'm all flicky like this, right? I'm fucking up edits, I'm can't even do it, rather than just me. And do you see how much smoother I also look just free building with good crosshair placement? Now let me give you guys an example of crosshair placement. Crosshair placement is the minimal amount of movement that you have to do to make an edit or just do anything in general, like to place a build. Like, for instance, instead of me looking all the way up there to place a build, I know that all I have to do is barely look above the wall. So, quick, bam. Now I cone that guy above me, right? And then I can go for, like, I don't know, whatever I want to go for. But cross replacement is not only for editing. That's one thing that you guys want to realize. It's for everything in the game. The minimal amount of movement that you can do for everything in the game is what you want to focus on. And that's how you will get as good as you possibly can and reach your skill gap. But Instead of editing this right hand, like going like that and just being all over exaggerated and ugly and just doing too much, you want to make the minimal amount of movement possible to get that edit done. Bam. You see how much quicker and efficient that is doing it like that rather than, let's give another example. Instead of doing like that, you'd want to just get those tiny little 4 corners. There's no really way to tell you how to practice crosshair placement the best way. It's mainly just self-explanatory and just focusing on it as you go. But yeah, those are basically the tips that I have for you guys today. I'm telling you, if you take them and you focus on all of them for a week, you will notice you are a different player than you were a week ago by a mile. And it might take time to see the improvement, and a week might seem like a long time to you, but it will be worth it if you just put in that grind and put in that effort on everything I just gave you guys. I'll be making more videos. Just comment down more of what you guys want to see and just shit like that. So yeah, thanks for watching. You guys are all goats. I hope you guys all go pro and reach your fucking dreams. Thanks for watching. Peace out.